Hi everyone, Jake's behind the camera and I'm just going to do a very quick introduction and then we're going to get straight into the inspection. It's the 23rd of August, a nice sunny day, so a perfect day for an inspection. Inspection frequencies are reduced now. We're going to try and do as little as possible, really kind of every 2 to 3 weeks, because the Queen will have reduced her laying rate now and in preparation for winter. So what we want to do now is firstly check the Queen is okay and that she's laying. As you may remember, we dropped her when we were marking her the last time, so we just want to check that. We also want to check for levels of stores. It's our understanding that there's still a decent amount of time before winter, but it's our understanding that the colony would need 30 to 40 pounds in the brood box in this part of the world, so that's 6 to 8 full frames of honey. So we're going to just assess that a little bit. We have a frame that we took out the freezer yesterday that we're going to introduce today. We're also going to apply our first Apiguard mite treatment, and we're going to have a look for any wax moth larvae as well. So a bit of a health check, a bit of a store assessment, and then we're going to introduce our mite treatment. So I'll get the smoker lit with Jake and we'll get straight into it. Okay Jake, so here we go.
The fondant's been eating a good amount.
They've eaten a good bit of that. If you could just put a bit of smoke underneath here, Jake.
Yeah, just lift it up there.
That's it. And then we'll tilt it and show everyone the fondant maybe a little bit. So it's been eaten a good bit. It's actually stuck, so they're well into that. So we won't disturb those bees, we'll just leave them to it.
Shall I do a few puffs?
Just gently, a few puffs across the top, Jake, please. Great. So the most important thing is to find our marked Queen.
This, taking out the first frame, this is what we were talking about in the dummy board video. It's pretty difficult to get the frame out without the risk of crushing any bees, so that's why we've cut the dummy board down to size.
That's right. Actually, Jake, pass me the dummy board, we'll just check it quickly. So that frame won't be going back in. This is very much a prototype, but we used it using a frame, so it's exactly the same to put in and out. It's much more space. And yeah, there's a good bit of space here in between. So I think
it's a bit too big, just a tiny bit.
No, that's perfect. Look, it perfectly fits down, so bees can't get behind that. There's no dead space. We've got a bit of insulation, as you saw there, to put behind it.
If we need
so I think that's pretty perfect.
Yeah, so we just keep the dummy board over.
Right, so we're happy with our dummy board. There's a video on how we made that on our YouTube channel. So now we're checking for the Queen.
This
Okay,
frame wasn't really drawn out when we did our last inspection.
We were going to add a frame of honey, but there's quite a bit of honey in here anyway. I don't think we're going to be able to add it, are we?
I don't know. We have the frame.
Actually, we have one space here. So we're basically looking for the Queen firstly. So have a good look for her, Jake.
Yeah, I'm just going to put the smoke on the ground.
So she's not on there, but we wouldn't expect her to be on there, so we're just going to put this down here to give us some extra space. And now we can kind of take our time a bit. So we want to see the Queen, we want to check for wax moth. Can you have a look on the backs of those bees to see if you can spot any mites, Jake? The ones walking over there?
Yeah.
Have a good look down there.
There probably isn't any, but I might as well.
Yeah, have a look. I'll search this for the Queen on here.
Oh, this is luck as well. We could change this to a frame of honey. We could swap out this. Dad.
We could do, yeah, we are going to put that frame of honey in because it's got a good deal of honey on it.
Grab it?
Not yet, we'll wait till we put the frames back and then we'll grab it. You see a queen bee?
No.
Any varroa mites? Can you have a look?
There's no drones, so I wouldn't suspect it to be there, but there might be.
Well no, you could still get varroa mites, you can still...
Yeah, but varroa mites are more attracted to drone brood than normal brood.
I think no, I don't think so.
Drone brood takes longer to...
Yeah,
hatch.
ideally, but colonies still have variety. That's why we have to treat them going into the winter, because they still have variety.
Got them out to honey stores on this side of the frame that we can see.
Keep puffing that smoker.
Yeah.
So there's no queen bee.
Still going.
Lots of nectar here. Lots of nectar. You can see it glistening. Maybe not on the camera, but lots of nectar here. So they're loading up these frames with honey. I'm just spending a bit of time checking for mites, but I can't see any. Let's see. We're going to treat anyway, aren't we, Jake? We've decided. Yeah. We're using a natural thymol based treatment called Apiguard, and it has to be done when the temperature's a decent temperature so the bees are active, because they walk over it and take it down into the hive.
Don't they like shake it off and then that's how the varmints get off? Or
well, I think they part of the I think it might kill the varromites, but I think part of it is they clean themselves and that helps dislodge the mites as well. Alright, any queen on there, Jake?
Not that I can see.
Well, I can't see any channels underneath that might be wax moth. The wings of the bees look perfect, don't they? There's no wing deformities, which can be a sign of disease. Have a look for the queen on this one, Jake.
I can't see her.
2 pairs of eyes are better than 1.
It's a good frame of honey.
So they really are starting to build these stores quite nicely.
Yeah.
Which is great. Okay. So what we want to see next is brood and eggs. There's loads of, this is a heavy frame.
Loads of stores.
So the top, let's see this side. Top half is all honey, bottom half is all, pretty much all nectar.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check in there, so that's going to be a full store frame. Same on this one, honey in the top, nectar in the bottom. So there's no queen bee on this one. So the brood nest will be decreasing now towards the winter.
Normally,
and it's going to be around this area, so soon.
Normally during the summer, around the 5th or 6th frame in, we normally hit the brood nest.
What do you think, Jake? A bit of brood on this one?
Maybe.
I hope we do have a queen. We marked her and we dropped her out of the tube rather than placing the tube on top of the frames. So that really was a beginner mistake on our first time marking a queen. And I'm not panicking yet, but we haven't seen any brood yet or any eggs, so
if you just flip the frame, we might
have a look for that white dot, Jake.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's way easier to spot the queen because we do have her marked now.
They've really done a lot of work actually drawing out frames and filling them with nectar and honey. And this one's packed. Okay, Jake, so there's lots of brood in here, there's larvae.
There's larvae.
Great, so in previous videos we've had the frames a bit high out of camera view, so if you can see here, there's some honey stores around the top, and then this is all worker bee brood, so this is a brood nest. So in the winter they're going to compact around this area in a rugby ball shape and keep the brood warm, so this is great. So we don't actually need to see the queen, we know she's in here laying. There's some larvae in here as well. It'd be nice to see her though, wouldn't it, Jake? Should we?
Yeah.
Okay, a bit of smoke across the
top.
So it's the same with this one. There's worker brood and larvae.
Yeah, the smoke is hardly gone.
And one indication of varromites is is that the brood is very unevenly patched, but this looks quite nice. And if I turn it around the other way, that looks like a nice formation. And then we're looking in there, you can't see any evidence of wax moth. They burrow in underneath the brood, and you can kind of see the, I guess like a mole in a garden, you can see a white kind of channel just underneath the cappings. So if you could put a bit of smoke across, Jake, I'm sure there is. You can't see much of it, but I'm sure it is still smoking a bit. Okay, we'll just try and be really gentle. So the same again, a nice brood pattern, some larvae. Can't see the queen. See, look at that brood pattern, it's kind of rugby ball shape, it's all nice. And then the honey's round the top edge and round the sides. It'll be nice to see the queen after we dropped her the other day. It was 2 weeks ago. So the plan is to really, once we do this inspection, is to really not disturb them much for the next while. Oh, there's a bee there with a massive, towards the bottom, down to the bottom on the right, a massive load of pollen on both her legs. Don't know if you can see that. Again, a nice brood pattern. Right, this is really good news. So we can see our queen here with the white dot, busily hurrying around here. So there's our queen. We marked her nicely. We'll clip her wing, but we won't do that till the early spring. I don't want to risk hurting her at this stage before the winter. So Jake, here's our queen. Do you want to get a camera and take a picture or not?
Yeah.
Is the smoker lit again?
I think so.
Well, I tell you, Jake, if let's forget taking a picture of the queen, just concentrate on that smoker, and if you can puff some smoke across the top.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so we've seen her. There she is. Do you want to see her? Have you seen her?
No. Where is she?
Here.
Ah.
There she goes. That is smoking. Okay, so where is she now? So the worst thing we can do now is squish her. So we're just gonna, okay, she's on that side.
Slowly.
She's in there, okay.
All you need to do is just slowly put it in.
Now Jake, I don't think we need to go, can you put some smoke across the front? I actually don't think we really need to go any further. Would you agree?
Yeah. So should we just put the...
Keep puffing across, there's not much coming out, that's it, that's it. So we're not going to dislodge these two, we're just going to really gently, because she could be on either side of this one again now. We're just going to... Okay, she could be anywhere here still, although she does move very quickly, so... So this is the key, everyone. This has got to be really carefully done. We don't want to crush any bees at all if we can help it, but we don't want to crush the queen. But she tends to move out of the way very quickly, so if we're pushing it slowly in, we should be in good shape. Right, then we're going to move this, these two are together, so we're going to move, you can move 2 at a time or 3 at a time, and that's reducing
the smoker's really well.
Okay, great, that's
great,
well thanks Jakey. So we're going to squish these ones together.
I'll just put an extra piece of egg cotton in,
okay.
And then...
Once we get these two together, then the queen is definitely not near the edge, so we can be safely assured that we're not going to hurt the queen. So we're pretty confident. We can move all these pretty much at the same time.
Are we going to put in a frame of stores?
Yeah, actually, if you could get that nice frame of stores, Jake. Sorry, you're my runner today, aren't you? But that's great. It's nice to have you doing the running.
Let's go.
Right. That's it. You've done a good job with the smoker, Jake. Thank you for that.
I have the frame of stores here. Wait, which frame are you going to take out instead? Take out this last one here.
The last, well, there's two
This
here,
one.
so
No,
we
this
won't
one,
put in.
I meant.
No, I think we can get.
Because that one isn't really that good of stores.
That's got a nice. Can we not get? Hang on.
Look, that one is.
So one, two. There's two more. So
yeah, check that frame. It doesn't have that good of stores.
yeah, this one.
This one is
But
better
they've
stores,
backfilled this with nectar nicely, and this is the one that was next to this. So it's kind of. If they're going to switch one, we just switch the end one, Jake. I think.
Yeah, because I think this one has more honey as well.
But I'm pleased. There's more stores here than I thought there would be, to be honest. So what we're doing, we're not really.
You can't put that back in.
Huh?
Don't we have to use dummy board?
No, that's next. The dummy board is next.
This
is
frame
it worth?
more stores.
Has that got? Do you want to put that one in?
This one has more stores.
Okay, we're not really achieving much there, but we took that one out the freezer especially, and it's pretty packed. So we're going to see if actually we can't do that, Jake, because it's coming out too much, isn't it?
So we just take this one out?
We take this one out and forget our plan. We have this for the. They've done some really good work, to be honest, Jake.
Should I put this back into these?
Just give it a shake. Just give it a shake over here and then put it back. We're just experimenting with our new dummy board, but we weren't expecting them to have filled this with so much stores, to be honest. So we thought we might be just replacing an empty frame here and even one here, and adding in a full frame of stores. So that's good. They've been nice and busy, and they're doing a great job. So we'll squish that in there. And then this will fit perfectly.
One on. Another one.
Right, so this has helped us. It has created more space. Okay, so if you put that back in the shed, Jakey.
Yep.
And then I'll apply the Apiguard treatment, okay? So we open this, and then we're going to place this gently on the frames. Yeah, we just place it gently on without crushing any of them.
Oh, I thought you like fully took it out.
No, and they're going to walk over that and take that down the bottom, and we're going to put this on.
With the fondant or without it?
We're going to leave this fondant on, but we're not going to feed them again. We're just going to, they're almost through it, so we're going to So we think, everyone, we're in really good shape. There's lots of stores building up. There's a good brood nest still. The queen is actively laying. And we've got our first Apiguard treatment on. We've got our dummy board in. And
in the next 2 weeks, we should...
We're not going to touch this hive again for 2 weeks, and then we'll just put the next Apiguard treatment on in 2 weeks.
Yeah. You've crushed a few bees.
Sorry, that's the way to do it, that way, isn't it? Sorry, I didn't do very well there at all. A bit disappointed with that one, but there we go.
And done.
Okay, so that's done. We've got to fine tune our putting the frames, the tops back on, haven't we? Okay, so that's that.
There you go. And I'll put the bricks back on.
Thanks, Jake. So we think we're in good shape, everyone. We're not gonna, we won't video the next one. We're just be putting the extra Apiguard on. So when we have something interesting to show you, we'll have another video. See you next time. Thanks.
Thanks, bye.